The US government decided in their wisdom to what is said to move faster than expected to stretch out the time over which it will pay down its record deficit this week, according to strategists who are basically jackasses, put it bluntly. And as part of the plan, the Treasury is bringing back the 20-year bond, which was last issued in 1986, and will debut its $20 billion auction yesterday. Now, it said the US government considered paying down its record debt by issuing 50-year and 100-year bonds, but the Treasury Secretary, Mr. Munchkin, said on Tuesday that there wasn't any demand for those types of securities. And he said, we did get advice on a 20-year one, and we added the 20-year one. That gives us the ability to extend the duration to raise a significant amount of funds, he said. Is that to pay the stimulus checks? Munchkin went on, it is my intention to expand our financing in 10, 20 and 30-year bonds. What I'd like to do is lock in a significant amount of very low interest rates so that the money we are borrowing can be paid back and dealt with over a long period of time, which means they're going to increase the taxes on the American people. Still think that $1,200 was worth it. But what this reveals is, one, bonds are debt instruments. So they are paying back with debt on debt, which creates inflation, which is another tax on the people. Two, they are ignoring the fact that the debts have all been paid off. Three, they are duping and appealing to foreign buyers to sell these bonds. Foreign. Four, they have zero interest in the trust. And five, given they are selling off debt to foreign investors, and they will own parts of America until those liens are paid off. And yet nobody asks, is this not a national security incident of epic proportions? 20-year bonds to pay off debt that's already been done. I know 0.4 will disappoint many, but when you've got that going on, they're not interested in a trust, clearly. Because the trust has already paid off that shitty debt. That was to do with the clowns anyway. To self-fund themselves, the latest trick of the clowns is to flood America with more fake supernotes, printed out in 2017. Bearing in mind they were banned from printing again from 2009, so all notes after 2009 are all supernotes. And likely it was done by De La Rue, and they are signed with Munchkin's name on him. And this explains why they paid out a little bit more of the stimulus money. But you're going to have to pay that back in record levels. You know, when you consider the vast majority of people still haven't been paid out on those checks, which is now going on for nearly 7 weeks, where is the outrage? But it's not just going on in America either. they're rolling out supernotes in the UK, Australia, and also South Africa. Oops. Final piece in this Intel section before the music break is last week on the Intel. We're being asked about a special date, and hints were given it was all happening on the 17th. And many members of our group and the other were celebrating the funds arriving as announced or hinted at by that particular group. Well, I told people to exercise caution about jumping to conclusions, and it all turned out to be a damp squib. And so the It's All Happening crew have to be seriously questioned as to why they would mislead their followers in that manner. I guess THI was correct again. Not that our members needed validation of that.